I started to do this probably 35, 36 years ago. I was a deacon, and I was assisting and helping young pastors build church. And I would sometimes be listening in the services as the musicians were playing, and I would hear words. It seems like the organ or the piano would be like talking to me and telling me words. And one day I just was inspired to just start singing it with the musician. So I started about 36 years ago, and it has grown. It was impulsive for a while, where I may not even do it for 2 or 3 weeks, because I wasn't directly connected to ministry. There were times that I didn't have positions, or wasn't in a lead role, or wasn't in a position where I could just do what I wanted to do. But I found that as I went to preach, I was called into the preaching ministry. And it got to the point that every time that God would give me a subject, I would preach it maybe. But when I got through preaching it, there were words. And sometimes it was the same words that I would have preached. But God said there are a lot of people that would listen to the music that don't pay any attention to the words as they're being ministered, as an oracle. And as a result of that, I started, I don't know how many songs that I've done. I know there are thousands of them. I've never recorded any one of them. Other people have, and they have played them privately. But as far as for profit, the only profit that I get out of it is I feel like I release myself in my song.
A free-flowing spirit that's from the Lord Almighty. I found playing behind him, I don't have to search for a key or a melody. When he speaks the word, or if he just a certain aura about him that lets you know the spirit is ready for him to deliver a song to the people that is needed to hear. It just flows.
He's a vessel from God, and he takes whatever message that is, and he's able to flow that and put that into words. And it may sound like a written song, but it's all on the spot. It's all things part of a bigger message that he receives from God. And like I said, if you didn't know him, you would think it's something that he took time out to write and put together, because it flows so well, and it complements either his message or the parable he often has and puts together in this message, and it complements it well.
I've gotten to the point to where if music is playing and I don't hear anything, then I'll look to see what's there. And many times I'll get words that coordinate or reflect what I'm seeing. If I look out in the audience and I see there's a burden upon the atmosphere or upon a group of people, then I'll sing a song that releases that burden. And that's what, to me, singing is. Singing is an expression of your thoughts, of your heart. And when you understand what God is saying to you, it is easy for you then to go inside of you and get what God is really saying, because it's God's message in the first place.
Yeah, I've been here 12, 13 years, like I said, and I've heard a repeat and a song. And I honestly thought when I first started here that those were written songs. To be honest, I thought they were written songs until I just kept listening to them. And I see how he pulled pieces of the message and put in the song toward the end. And I just was like, wow, he just talked about that. Now he's singing about it, you know. So that's just highly amazing to me, because I have never, have no script or nothing, and just off the head. That's a real freestyler there.
I was at a friend of mine's church a few years ago. It was a church anniversary, and I began to sing a song, and I was congratulating them in the song. But then I would pronounce the amount of years that they celebrating. I dealt with their name. I did with a little interrogating on what their name means. And when I got to a certain point, the audience stood, because they knew that I wasn't singing a song that I could have recorded before I got there or premeditatedly, because everything that I was singing tied in with what had already happened there.
We're so glad to share with you, yes, to celebrate 134 years. You know it has not been easy. Sometimes it must have been pretty hard. I know it must have been, because there have been storms and there have been some rain. There's been sickness, sometimes I know there's been some pain. Lord, to me,
He is the only one that I can truly say. It doesn't matter night, day, 24 hours, 7, wherever you meet him. If there is a spirit or a song that he has to be delivered, but he doesn't do it in word, you can rest assured that the spirit will open up his mouth and he will sing the glory of God to you.
this morning, with my mind on going to church. Yes, I did. I woke up this morning with my mind on coming to church. Yes, I did. And turn my mind around from the things of the world. I begin to look to heaven for a special word. I woke up this morning with my
I can see myself repeating the song on my way, when I leave Progressive. On my way down the highway, I'm just humming it. Now, I might can't carry the note like he can.
Yeah, it's very powerful. It has a message, and I think it's simply a blessing.
And that's what I came to do. That's why you see me lift up my hands unto the hills.
He's a wonderful person, wonderful human being. Will go forward with the word no matter what.
So you can know that the Lord is my shepherd, and I don't care what else you may know.
I am Sylvester VANBUREN, and I would consider myself American soul.